If you have been feeling more sensitive than usual, or like life just doesn't feel the same anymore, for a highly sensitive person, a spiritual awakening may not always be unicorns and rainbows like we're led to believe. Oftentimes it is quieter and deeper, but no less powerful. And in this episode, I'll share 3 signs that your sensitivity is actually a part of a spiritual awakening so that you can stop judging and second guessing yourself and start honoring this sacred transformation. Blessings. My name is Brenda Carey, and I'm a holistic healer for highly sensitive souls. Allow this time to be a sanctuary for you, where you can awaken your sensitivity, you can soften, heal, and reconnect with your own inner wisdom. I am so grateful that you are here with me today. For me, when I returned from a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation retreat several months ago, I left almost thinking that I was burnt out. I had felt this great depth within me. I'd had some very powerful visualizations, almost like an ego death. I didn't recognize it as a spiritual awakening, or at least the seed that was planted for a personal spiritual evolution. And so in this episode, I'm going to share with you just 3 signs that may be a part of your spiritual awakening that you might get confused with perhaps symptoms of burnout. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. These are just 3 things to keep an eye on to see if it might be a part of your awakening. So the first sign that I recognized was the traditional mental health type of therapies. So think of traditional talk therapy or cognitive behavior therapy. No longer had the same effect that it used to. If I am evolving spiritually, my rational thinking mind is not going to be of most assistance during this time. Now, not to say that mental health coaching or talk therapy cannot be somewhat helpful, but I would also get really curious as to what other type of soul-led or more creative or expressive type therapies may help you during this time. For example, I have a client and she came to me saying, I've been doing this same meditation that was for focus and mental concentration for months, and she had loved it. But she started to realize that she didn't look forward to that meditation anymore, even though she used to, and it really wasn't helpful to her anymore. And so she started asking herself, well, what's wrong? Why isn't this meditation working like it used to? And so after a lot of inquiry around this, we decided that she needs to change it up and try a type of meditation that maybe incorporates more visualization or something for her imagination, a higher level of mind to lead her through this sacred transformation. A second sign of a spiritual awakening is I began to realize that I could no longer tolerate what was out of alignment in my life. One of these things was social media. Social media no longer aligned with the person I was becoming. So I took a huge social media break. In fact, if you've noticed, I even took a winter hibernation period with this channel as well. I just needed to decompress. And one of the most important things that we can do during this time when we feel like we're out of energetic alignment is to look at our values and perhaps reevaluate some of those values. And we may find that they've shifted over a season of life. And we may need to release some of the old values that no longer align with us, that also determine our behavior or the decisions that we make, and really embrace new values. For me, spirituality is now at the top of my values, along with creativity. And I kept some of my old values of family as well. So we can begin to integrate some new values of this person we are becoming with some of our old values that we still do want to embrace. The third sign of spiritually awakening, especially for a highly sensitive person, is the craving for more rest and alone time. Whether you're an introvert like me or not, there will be this need to go inwards. And that will require not just physical rest, although that may be the case, but more importantly, mental rest. As a forever student, I love to consume valuable information, whether that's about healing or spirituality, but sometimes I just need to stop consuming information. And so I would literally stare out a window, and I allowed myself a mental break. And I realize that for many of us who are deep feelers and deep thinkers, that can be a real challenge. So my suggestion is to find ways that you can just allow your mind to rest. Stare out a window, maybe do a silent meditation as opposed to a guided meditation, but find just small pockets of quiet where you can give your mind a break. And also you might be craving more alone time. I had to schedule that in, and I allowed myself to have coffee dates with myself or go out for nature walks just by myself. And I'd bring my journal and write all the thoughts that came pouring in and out onto the page. I would encourage you to find pockets of mental rest and really getting to know who you are in this next evolution. And it may not have all the glitz and glamour that we might see other people having in their spiritual awakening, but it is no less deep and transformative. It is still so powerful for us to go through this process with so much love and grace for ourselves. So if you have seen any of these signs within your own life, please share those with me in the comments. I would love to support you during what can be a really, really challenging season of life. Or if you've noticed any other signs of spiritual awakening, please feel free to share those in the comments as well. If you found this episode helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and as always, blessings on your spiritual journey.